This is going to throw you for a flip. Alright, we know I've drilled that and fitted them and all that business right there, but now we got another little bit of an issue here, and I'm going to try to see if I can get some light on this. Wow, that's not going to be easy, is it? Alright, give me a second. What I'm trying to show you here is on a lot of these heads, and once again, it's not a China head, dark, Brodex, all the rest of them. I catch myself, I always have to cover that because of the China / American, better, all this stuff. But all of them have these things, and it's probably something to do with the tooling. But anyway, notice how, okay, we got our regular outside hole, all right, for the head bolt hole. And then just probably, maybe it's the machining process where they're running the assembly line. Notice how it's the first bolt that comes up here. Maybe it's a centering thing, but it's bigger than a 1/2 inch. You know, I could probably get a measurement. Let's do that so y'all can grasp what I'm saying. But anyway, you see this lip right here? You see that edge where it's at? Then it comes up. That's a bigger diameter. And it gets smaller there. Alright, hold on a second. I'm going to hit the top part here. Alright, that's got a decent push-pull. Alright, that's before it goes down to that ridge that we were talking about. Okay, when we pull it out and measure, excuse me. Been up a lot of hours here. Look at my measurement. 530, 529. Alright, that's like a different size drill started this, and then as soon as it comes down in there, see how it's stopping, I have to re-release it. Now let's hit it, which I pretty much know what the measurement's going to be. We all do. So, see, look, a little bit, probably 502, but anyway, it's a 28 thousandths difference. Now, the thing is, it ain't like that on all of them. Let's back up here, and that one there is straight all the way to the top. Hell, I'll verify it. I'll let you see it. I don't care. I will never lie about anything on my YouTube channel. I'll show you plain as day. All right, now, see that one right there? It's trying to save batteries, I tell you. See, 500 or 501. Now we come over here. Okay. Perfect fitment, 501. Now look what happens when we come over here. We got another belly washer here. Look what it does. See, look. Boom. Movement back and forth. We do a release. Pull it up, and look at there, 529. Now just, you know, not that we modified this one, but if we come over here to the end one, it's a 1/2 inch as well. Look, well, it's small. I didn't ream them holes, so it's going to be real little. This is the size of the hole from the factory before I go in there and put the drill in it, 494. And you know what? It shouldn't be that big, but I think why they done some of these like that, maybe for studs or whatever. I don't know which one it is. I might ask Jason when I talk to him and see if he knows anything about why they do that. But anyhow, the reason this is of question is because look where it's at. I'm fixing it. Let me set up, and I'm going to show you what the dilemma here is. The dilemma is where that depth is, where the 530 comes down. I'm going to measure it real quick. See, I'm going to put this in there, and I'm going to go to where it stops. All right, now I'm going to arch up and let it. All right, see, I got it. Look at this measurement. 360 thousandths from the very tippy top to where it changes hole diameter. Now, I think you're starting to see, I've already marked it with a marker. See where it is? Now look how far I've got to go down. Okay. 369 thousandths. Now if we go off to the top and measure it, going right off that edge. Look where our mark is. Let me get a marker. I've already drawn a marker line level with the top, but I haven't in the area where it's at. So we'll double check that one more time again. Because believe me when I tell you, you cannot get this wrong right here. This'll eat your lunch. Alright. About 400. So then we lay that on the top. It's got a damn ridge. I need to grind that off, but I can go off this right here. We ain't getting worried about real precise, super, but you know. So I take and I bought a little mark right there. Now, you see where I'm going with this. We take the ruler and put on it. I've already leveled it here, then come up here. I'm going to draw me a line. Boy, I tell you what, this is one damn thing, it's another. Alright, go at it again and fucking ink pen. Alright, now must have an area here. Okay. Now we come up here, lay that up right where that line was. There we go. Alright. Now, look at this carefully. We always got to make sure that if we come around, let's come around to the other side. Okay. Now look at what I'm dealing with here. See right here? I'm going to try to touch a shade of it. I'm not going down in there, but I think you might be able to see what my concern would be. Of course, that's not really accurate about that, but anyway. Okay, now let's say I'm going in here. We can see the gasket line. See how it follows all the way out through here for that zooming? Going side, which there's a decent size hump here that we're fixing to eliminate. But what we don't want to do, the area where it's drilled 1/2 inch and all that, that's fine. We know the tube's going to take care of that. But what about that area of dip that it jumps to 530? Okay, what if in cutting this, I go in here, slicer, start making the cuts to go back, and it goes all the way, which it's supposed to, and bust through, and part of that bust is in the trough where it's 0.530. Now I got a problem. I mean, there is going to be a head bolt with a washer on top of here. So, and it's a zoomy type, no, it's not a zoomy, or something, a zoomy tube size. It could actually spray exhaust out of this bolt hole right here. Let's back up. Okay, you see what I'm getting at? Because of where this tube's at. I mean, even though it's going to have a stud and a washer, and the leak would be ever so much. I mean, nobody wants a leak. So what I have to do consciously, when I'm in there grinding and I make my cuts, I'm going to use that as a mark to go in and go out and just, you know, keep an eye on it, pay attention. Now, there will be epoxy filling it up, but that's direct exhaust gases, and that epoxy is the JB Weld. So I would really be impressed if indeed that the JB Weld kept the gases. You know, I'm not saying it wouldn't, but with a washer on it and all that. So the best thing to do is just not press it that hard. You know, this ain't a full tilt race situation. So I'll go in there on my cut and do that. Now this hole, get a load of this. All right, that one there, no problem. All the way up. That one there, all the way up. That one right there has got a countersink. Let me see the other head here. You know what? Guess what? The other head is identical. Its cut is there and there. So apparently there's a production thing or something going on where they're drilling just the very tippy top a little bit bigger. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out, see how I've drawn the line, so that way I'm marking it. I'm going to draw one down here on this one, and you know, you just got to keep that in mind, because It's little things like that when people start putting in tubes or doing the tricks. It's just years of doing it wrong. What was it Thomas Edison said? Maybe it might not be him. He tried 200 times before he finally got the light bulb to come on. And when asked something about it, somebody had asked him, wow, you took that many tries, how much time? He said, I've showed you 199 times how it won't work, and I've showed you one time how it will, because that one time's all it takes. But in similar in this situation, you can cut and cut and cut and get where you, come real close. But that one time that you bust through, he might put it on, and even though it's got a washer and everything on it, it might have a little bit of a leak. Now, the danger side, which I don't know if it would be a fuel situation where the carburetor's right on top of it, because the gases are coming straight up, hot gases. So only on that situation would you take a look at it. So and it ain't worth trying to go in there and weld up that hole. If I had a TIG, to be honest with you, I'd take them two right there myself and I'd fill that up and not worry about it. But I don't have a TIG here. A spool gun, that might be a little bit hard for a spool pistol to build. But anyway, just wanted to point that out. So let's go ahead and mark them and start our depth cuts. We're going to make our trench cut here, and this is, I already did a couple. This is one that don't have that deep lip in it. See, and I can come over here, and the reason I do this, to make a curve, a contour. So I'm using a smaller egg to set my depth with a curve. See, harder pressure in the center, light here, then harder. Then I ease up, so light, hard, light. Got a dipper. Always got a dipper. Always did. Yeah. More concentrating on down till I get part of the way through. Alright, now, back on this side, I'm going to catch the top of the trough. Okay, let me try to zoom in there a little bit. I'm going to catch almost all the way up to the guide. Dipper, dipper. Alright, now, one thing I want to show you real quick. Let's bring her over here. Notice how on these two right here, I think I can get my point across. Alright. Look how much higher this one is, or up toward the short turn. And then over here, that one's farther away. That's where I went up just a touch. See my pink X? So when you look at them, these are more down going off the trenches, but here I went a lot over. I'm just going to have to run it out that way. Alright, I'm going to stop for a second, turn her over, and show the bottom cut.